Amber, and I decided I want to come on today and talk to you guys about our trying to conceive journey and our troubles with infertility and what happened with that. And we are pregnant now, so I thought I would just kind of share what we went through and how I got to where I am now. So back in 2011, whenever we got pregnant, I decided to go off of birth control right after we got married, hoping to get pregnant soon, and that didn't happen. So I went about a year without tracking anything, just went a year without really paying attention, didn't get pregnant. So then I started tracking my periods. Then I started doing the natural, I think it's called the natural fertility method. And so I tracked temps, I tracked CM, I tracked all kinds of stuff, trying to find out when I was ovulating. I had been going to the chiropractor, trying all kinds of different supplements, doing all kinds of things to hopefully get pregnant. Well, last year, December of 2015, I had gastric sleeve surgery, and since then I've lost 120 pounds and still wasn't getting pregnant. So I decided that, well, I didn't want to get pregnant too soon after surgery, but we decided that we would go see a fertility doctor. So we kind of did all the testing, got everything figured out. I did the HSG, I think that's what it's called, test, where they go in and they put dye into your fallopian tubes to make sure that everything's open. That was fine. I did all kinds of blood work. Everything came back okay. So I finally met with the infertility doctor, and we were unexplained infertility. So she decided that we would do a round of Clomid and then we would do an IUI. So I was like, okay. Well, I couldn't start the Clomid until I was on my period at the time when I was at the doctor. So I couldn't start the Clomid until the beginning of my next cycle. Cycle day 3 I could start. So anyway, I was just waiting for my period, you know, had a couple 3 weeks to wait. And in my head I kept thinking, how cool would it be if we got pregnant this cycle? And but I've prayed for this for 5 years and it hadn't happened yet. So I wasn't really too worried about it. It just had crossed my mind a couple times that it would be really cool if we got pregnant this cycle, so we didn't have to do all of these treatments. So we were supposed to be going out of town right before I got the Clomid, and I wanted to have that prescription in my hands. I didn't want to have to go to the pharmacy and get it, and I just wanted it so that when I started my period, I could start taking it on the right time, right day. So I had called them and said, I wanted to know if I could go ahead and get the prescription, and they said, no, as soon as you start, just call us and we'll send it over. And I was like, okay. Well, that next morning, randomly, I took a pregnancy test, and it was the faintest line ever. Like, I couldn't believe my eyes. Positive, little tiny, faint little line. And so I was supposed to be getting showered and ready for work. So I was freaking out, ran around, I took like 10 pictures of it, went outside, looked with natural light, looked with my flashlight, looked, you know, did everything to try to see if it was really positive. And so I go to work, my hair was still wet, I didn't have my makeup done, and I grabbed a friend and I asked her if she thought that it was positive, and it took her a minute, and I was like, oh, I feel so stupid, it's not positive, you know. And she looked and she was just like, oh my God, I see the line. So I freaked out, went and took another test, and then that night, we were supposed to be going to a football game, and our anniversary was the next day, our 5-year anniversary, and so I surprised my husband with the pregnancy test, so that was really cool. But anyway, that's just kind of like how we became pregnant. I always thought, like, in my head that this is, I don't know, like people who win the lottery, I think, oh, that's so cool, and it'll be so awesome if I win the lottery, but that'll never happen. And that's kind of how I was starting to feel with getting pregnant, that it would be so cool if we could, you know, start a family. But in the back of my head, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. So anyway, it finally happened. I'm still in shock a little bit, but that's just kind of what happened. So I feel like the luckiest person in the world, and I think it's crazy that, you know, those 3 weeks in between, like, it just happened on its own. But a lot of people said, well, maybe you were more relaxed, but you know, I don't feel like that was what. I think it was just time. Like, it was just our time for it to happen for us. I don't feel like I mean, maybe subconsciously I was more relaxed, but I mean, I've done meditation nightly for fertility. I order these meditations from Circle and Bloom, and I've done that for a couple years every night. So I feel like I have a good grasp on being relaxed and not like really freaking out about things. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.